My name is Chad Flinn, and I'm an electrical instructor, and I also teach a course in entrepreneurship for the trades at the BC Institute of Technology. The way that open resources started for me was about 6 years ago. I had a student come to me and say that he loved the lessons, he got the lectures fine, but he just wished that he could take me home at night because by the time he got home, he would forget everything that we'd learned and gone over. So it got me thinking that why don't I start making little tutorial videos just kind of the problems that we'd gone through, because there's a lot of math in the electrical. So I started making these little videos and posting them on YouTube and letting my students know about it. And they started sharing them amongst each other as well as amongst other students, and it kind of took off from there. So I was involved in OER before I even knew what OER was. And then recently I ended up getting a grant from BC Campus and BCIT to develop a textbook, an open textbook. Number one would be the cost savings, obviously. That's a huge one. But also I think there's so much in the pedagogical world that with it. I'm right now experimenting a lot with co-creation with my students. So I've got them creating their own, what we call textbooks. So I've given them some Google Slides with some prompts in it, and they have to come to me and hand off the textbook that they created on a certain subject. So I think there's a lot that can be done with students in that regard. I do think the cost savings is phenomenal, and we're saving these guys tons of money. $800 for a bunch of books is a lot of money, whereas if we can get them some resources for free, it definitely helps keep them fed, and also lets them go out for vocational, lets them buy tools and stuff like that. That would actually be quite useful out when they get out in the workforce. As soon as I started getting into open, it opened my whole world of teaching. And I started investigating other avenues of how to teach and other pedagogies. And it actually, because of my investigation into open, I started pursuing a Master's of Arts in Learning and Technology through Royal Roads University. So we're halfway through that right now. And that has just opened up a whole new world to me. Said, okay, here's the text that I've given you. I want you guys to make some additions, some subtractions, stuff that you think would be important to be in here. I've done it with my business class, and I'm doing it with my foundation class. And it just makes all the difference to myself. It's fueled my creative juices, and it's got me very, very excited about my teaching, and everything about that is just great. It just makes me want to pursue it further and just to keep creating and remixing, revising, and get everybody else kind of excited about it as well. A lot of people get scared of open education because it's free, so they worry that the quality is going to be bad. And I would submit that it's not at all. The quality that I've seen with OER has been phenomenal. It is peer-reviewed. And so it does go through a process, and it's not just me throwing up a Word doc on a website and saying, okay, here it is, it's free, and nobody's ever checked this. So there's definitely a process with that. The things I would like to share about open is that everybody keeps talking about the financial side of it, and I do think that is such a very important side, but I do think there's so much more value as well in the teaching methods, and it just allows us to be way more creative with our teaching. We're no longer just having to lecture based off the textbooks and the notes that we have. We can involve the students in the co-creation of it. And this is stuff that open allows us to do. You're not just stuck to a system, a closed system. Open is exactly as it says. It's open, and the sky's the limit. You can just tweak it and change it to however you feel it needs to be.